When we bought the bed, they got my furniture store so that they could pick up and remove my old mattress for free. I told him that's okay. I can deflate it myself.
I asked my oldest daughter, I said, what do you want to do with your life? She goes, I like birds. Did you even hear the question I asked you? She goes, yeah, I like birds. I want to be an ornithologist. All right. So she's not moving out.
My brother actually just got caught in a DUI checkpoint recently, man. He texted me. What he wanted to send was, hey, man, just got pulled over by the cops. They want to test me for a DUI. But what he ended up sending was, they want to test me for an IUD. And I don't think I've laughed that hard in 3 months. Because that is female birth control. I go, how do you feel? He goes, I'm pretty confident. I was like, I'm pretty confident too. He's like, I only had 1 beer. I was like, bro, if they're gonna test you for an IUD, you might wanna have a couple more. I don't know what the procedure involves, but it sounds invasive.
And so she came up to me after the show and she said, you shouldn't make fun of old people. I bet you don't make fun of black people or gay people. And I said, well, first of all, I'm pretty sure they get old too. I'm pretty sure.
He got into an argument with the subway token booth clerk. Nobody can make themselves understood. It was like a cultural impasse, you know. Excuse me, right? I've got this bicycle. I'd like to bring the bicycle on the tube. May I bring the bicycle on the tube?
What you gonna do? You gonna take that card, you gonna slide it through the slot.
Cheers, I've got a bicycle. The wheels, ching ching. I'd like to bring the bicycle on the tube.
You gonna take that card, you gonna slide it through the slot, the line where the money at, just
Right, I think you've earmarked like a bicycle. I'd like to bring the bicycle on the tube.
Look, I can't understand what you're saying. You need to speak English. Ain't no tube down there, there's a choo-choo train.
She goes, you crochet, I knit. And she pulled out her knitting and started knit. I've never been so embarrassed in my life. And boy, was she wrong. I didn't talk to her the whole flight. Which was kind of a problem, because when we got up, she left her phone sitting on the seat, and I didn't know what to say, so I just started shouting, hey, knitter! Which is not something you want to shout. I like to take my crocheting with me wherever I go, and I was crocheting on a plane the other day, and just like a normal human being, just crocheting away, and the lady sitting next to me on the plane, she's watching me crochet like a weirdo. She thinks that's a good reason to have a conversation. She looks over, she goes, ooh, me and you, we have a lot to talk about. I said, I doubt it. But why do you think so? She goes, you crochet, I knit. And she pulled out her knitting and started knit. I've never been so embarrassed in my life. And boy, was she wrong. I didn't talk to her the whole flight. Which was kind of a problem, because when we got up, she left her phone sitting on the seat, and I didn't know what to say, so I just started shouting, hey, knitter! Which is not something you want to shout.
I drink a lot of Mountain Dew, okay? It's like my only vice. I drink a lot of Mountain Dew. I'm in that 7-Eleven constantly drinking Mountain Dew, okay? Getting refills. I'm in there so often that everyone who works in that 7-Eleven, they have a nickname for me. When they see me, they call me Mountain Dew Guy. Yeah. Do you guys know how much Mountain Dew I have to drink not to have the nickname Throat Tattoo Guy? It is a lot.
I feel people have the wrong idea about Iran, so tonight I would like to play a melody that really shows the relationship between America and Iran, because I think that one day we can live in peace.
Because women have skills men don't have. You can't just say, I'm a woman. Do something a woman can do, then I'll believe you. Right? Can you break into my iPhone in the time I go to the bathroom and come back to the dinner table? Just something basic. Can you be totally starving but have no idea what you want to eat? Some of you know what I'm talking about. Can you turn a compliment into an argument? That's what I want to know. It's like, babe, you look beautiful tonight, so I didn't look beautiful last night? You're good. You are good. You look so photogenic, so I don't look beautiful in real life?
But she's half golden retriever, half dachshund. For real, she's a golden wiener. Or a wiener retriever. Just depends on your mood, really.
Comedy is under attack. People get offended, and there's a new culture out there who can get offended first and for other people. And that's the weirdest thing in the world. I had that at a show I did once. There was a blind gentleman in the front row, and I was teasing the blind guy, and he was having a great time. After the show, he said, most people ignore that I'm even there, so thank you for making me feel like a part of it. And that's where his head was at. But during the show, I'm teasing the blind guy, and a woman in the back is like, excuse me, I'm offended. I'm like, what? Why are you? Because don't talk to him anymore. I'm offended for the blind gentleman. I'm like, you're offended for him? He's laughing. He's facing the wrong way, but he's laughing. And to his credit, this is the best part. I go, do you know her? He goes, I've never seen her a day in my life. And my dad has a thick accent. When he takes the H out of words, it's always at the worst time. One time I was playing video games at home with my friends. My dad came in the room, turned off the Nintendo, and lectured us. He's like, in Iran, I studied hard. I did not play video. I work hard. I graduated third in my class. I'm like, did he just turn third into turd? What? My friends are laughing. You were turd? Yes, I was turd. It wasn't easy to be turd. I had to push and earn that turd all by myself. I'm just hiding in the corner like, Dad, stop, you weren't turd. I was turd. One guy tried to take my turd, but I work hard for turd. I became turd, I made that guy fart. Yes. You might think fart is okay, but fart comes and goes. Turd, you have something to show for what you have.
The pilot, this guy, he shows up for work wearing flip-flops. You're okay with that? You're gonna fly a plane, but you haven't mastered shoelaces. And while I'm coming to grips with these shenanigans, he goes to his pocket and pulls out a Post-it note. Everybody knows Post-it note, right? Mashes it onto the dashboard. Friends, there were 4 words on the Post-it. 4 words gave me the chills. Lower wheels before landing. Are you serious? My pilot needs a cheat sheet for put your wheels down before you land.
Any single ladies. Ariel, what do you look for in a guy? First thing you look for in a guy, Ariel. You should. How are you still single? I don't know. Do we have any single guys here? Any single guys? Single, what's your name, buddy? Jake, what do you look for in a young lady, Jake? Kind? No, you're a liar, Jake. You don't look for kindness, Jake. I found somebody with nothing. I found somebody. Jake's over here. He's got nothing. Ariel right here. Found Jake. Let me know if you want to go hiking or something. Jake's over there. I'll bring snacks. I want nothing.
I love the Waffle House. You don't have those around here. People are like, what's a Waffle House? And I have to tell you, it's kind of like a bathroom you eat pancakes in.
Indians will bargain. I don't know if you know this. Indians will bargain anytime, anywhere. We'll bargain while we're getting robbed. Robbed, I've seen it. Hey, put your hands up. Okay, buddy, hear me out. How about I put one hand up, okay? Everybody calm down. It's like, how about I shoot you in the face? How about you just stab me and we call it a day, okay? Just give me all your stuff. How about I give you half my stuff? And you give me your watch. It's a very good deal. You're not calm.
Trust me, if there's ever a word that young white girls own, it is amazing. Everything to a young white girl is amazing. Like, oh my God, this food is amazing. It's French fries. I don't care. It's amazing.
The weirdest thing, though, about being in my 30s was the day that I realized that 40-year-old men were no longer creepy. What, attractive? Yeah. Like, I don't really know when that transition takes place, but it does. No, but for real, when I was in my 20s, if someone had said to me, that 40-year-old dude is really into you, I'd be like, ugh, mm-mm. But now, not that it happens, but if it did, if someone were to say to me, that 40-year-old dude is really into you, I'd be like, go on.
Why are you putting on sunscreen? I'm like, why are you laughing? He goes, because you're putting on sunblock. I was like, yeah, why are you laughing? He goes, because you don't need it. I was like, yes, I do need it. He was like, why? I said, because I'm made out of meat. That's why. What do you mean, why? This is skin. What are you thinking? What do you mean, why? He's like, relax. I just didn't think you needed it. I grew up thinking black people didn't need sunscreen. I was like, that's a thing you grew up learning? He was like, yeah, that's what I thought. I didn't know. Just assimilated into my brain somehow. I'm not racist. Clearly, I'm hanging out with you right now, so... You know what's messed up as I look at your faces? I feel like you're looking at me like, I didn't think you needed it either. That's a problem. Black people need sunscreen. What is wrong with you?
J.K. Rowling did not write a masterpiece. She wrote Star Wars with sucky lightsabers. Have you ever looked at them side by side? Oh, what do we have here? It's a young, male, orphaned protagonist who, for his own safety, has been sent to live with his aunt and uncle until a mysterious bearded stranger, who's actually the one to deliver him to his aunt and uncle when he was a baby, comes into his life and starts to teach him about this ancient kind of magic. Granted, he's gonna learn a lot more about this magic from an older, wiser wizard who's high most of the time. Regardless, his uncle is totally against this magic stuff. He won't even tell him what really happened to his parents, but against his uncle's wishes, he leaves home for the very first time, makes some new friends, meets a pretty, impetuous young girl, and though there will be an odd sexual tension between the two of them throughout, he will only ever love her like a sister while she struggles with the feelings that she has for his best friend, the scruffy comic relief.
It's a little squeaky toy. It's a little dog squeaky toy, right? Now I gotta get the squeaker out, huh? With this squeaker in your mouth, you now have the ability to make anything you want squeak, anywhere you go. That's good fun for $1, isn't it? For $1. I know, you had to look, huh? He has to look every time. He can't help it. You try and look away. He's trying to look away, but he's side-eyeing. My sister has a 3-year-old and a cat. I thought it'd be funny to make the cat squeak, right? Go, get him. About an hour later, we found the 3-year-old hiding in the closet, just squeezing the crap out of that cat.
I hope God is black because I hope heaven would just be watching videos of white people's reaction to seeing God. Because even like if you're not racist, white people will probably still be surprised. They just show up like, wow, this is heaven. This is so nice. Look at this. This is great. Oh. Well, how about that? That is great. Look at that. I tell you what, I am on board with this. Atheist Races is twofer for that guy. Yeah, he was wrong about a few things. Like for him, he's just mad that he's there. You know, he just shows up just like, oh man, there is an afterlife? Oh, and there is a God? Oh, that's her? Are you kidding me?
Recently, I was in a shoe store, and I was just looking at shoes, and a dude comes up to me, and he goes, oh, your face, that's crazy. I can't believe you did that. And then he goes, dude, so what are you, like a tattoo artist? And I was like, no, man, I'm not good at art. And he goes, so just no job? There's no other options? So I can do work. He's like, oh, so what do you do? And I was like, well, technically no job. But still, come on, man. And then he goes, well, if you need any help with anything, you let me know. I was like, you work here? So disrespectful.
I think Facebook is a lot like Florida. Because it started out as a place for college kids to go and have fun. And then the old people came in and took over. I didn't even know you could misspell LOL until they got on there. Like,
I always get mistaken for belonging to another cultural group. When I was born, my dad said, holy smokes, we had a Korean. It's freaky, man. Everywhere I go, I get these crazy comments. In Alaska, they treated me like family, as if I was a long-lost brother. And after looking around, I understood. I'm pretty sure Eskimos are just freeze-dried Navajos.
When I moved to New York, I had to get a new mattress, and that's a unique shopping experience, because you actually lay down to test it out. They're like, what do you think? I think it's weird that you're here. If I'm really gonna get a test run, I'm gonna need to get naked and eat Chipotle.
You guys remember how good of a hang-up you get on the flip phone? What, you be arguing with somebody like, what you say? Bop, it's over that fast. You know how good of a hang-up that is, sir? You can hang up and put the phone in your pocket at the same time. Your mama, that's it. You try to hang up on somebody one of these smartphones, you be arguing like, what? Wait till this screen light up. I'm gonna hit the end button.
You've seen those cars got the wood paneling and it blows this blue smoke all the time. I call it Puff the Tragic Wagon. It's a piece of junk. I drove through a snowstorm in Colorado coming here. I found out my windshield wipers have 2 speeds, off and smear. That's what I got, off and smear.
I think we realized the bigger our TVs got, the more people wanted to come over and watch our TVs. And I am not a good host, all right? I don't like people just stopping by. We're shopping for a new house. I've told our realtor I want their house to be cozy yet uninviting. I want the inside to look like Bilbo Baggins' place. I want the outside to look like the Bates Motel.
Here's a question I get a lot. Hey, Jeff, that's not your real voice, is it? Oh, no, of course not. My real voice makes me sound like a woman, so I use this manly one instead. Yeah, if I were using my real voice, you'd be thinking, hey, look, Ellen really let herself go.
One thing he loves to say is, you know, Andy, eating too much is way worse than drinking too much. And I'm like, no, yeah, dude. Totally. Like, I remember growing up, my dad was a really nice guy until he had too many sandwiches. And then after a few patty melts and a large diet squirt, he just became a totally different person, and me and my brothers would have to hide underneath our bunk beds because Dad went on another patty melt rampage. That rye bread is the devil.
I have a new hero. Her name is Amy Creighton. This woman is 89 years old and just graduated with her bachelor's degree. 89! Yeah, they asked her, "What are you gonna do now, Amy?" And she said, "What?" You know what Amy did? She borrowed more money and she's going for a master's degree. Good for you, Amy. You know what? You may not have to pay back those student loans. I'd do the same thing. Just rack them all up. Yeah, I'll take the full amount, government.
Good news. I just found out today that I'm eating for two. So, no, don't get excited. I'm too old for that junk. I'm eating for my next door neighbor. She's anorexic. So, she's hungry, you guys. A lot of people say don't make jokes about, eating disorders, but I can because I'm bulimic. I got really quiet. It's okay because I'm also a procrastinator. So, I know, right? I will do that later. I'm tired.
But while I was in New Zealand, they tricked me into white water rafting. We went white water rafting. And my thing is, look, I'm from Brooklyn, New York, okay? And the thing is, you don't want to survive all that, right? You just survive the projects, crack, shooting, stabbings, cops, all of that, and then die in New Zealand. Like, white water rafting, that's not a good look. Yeah, that's why we're not too adventurous, black people. Our life was front-loaded with adventure. We got all the adventure out of the way, you know what I mean? And I should have known it was my fault because I'm from Brooklyn. I wasn't paying attention. They told me what it was. I wasn't paying attention. When I walked in that door, they told me. I just wasn't paying attention because it said it right there, right there. I looked up, said it right there. It was white water rafting. So I should have known.
My mom is great. She speaks with an accent. So when I was little, it was fun to bring my friends over. They'd be like, "Hello, kids. Welcome to my home." That's how she says home. "Do you want something to eat?" And they were like, "Yeah, of course." Like, "Do you want hardo?" My friend's like, what is hardo?" I'm like, "That's how she says hot dog." People come over to the house like, "Listen, if you have like a phone or a computer, you can use it all over the house. We have high five all over the house."
I'm gonna be doing a lot more work that day, right? She told me the trick to her diet was simple. Ladies are like, "There's no simple diet. All you have to do is read the labels and don't put anything into your body that you can't pronounce." Those were my rules. Just read the labels. If you can't pronounce it, it's bad for you. Don't eat it. So I went home and I ate a bag of sugar.
Folks, I have been married 15 years and have no children. I'm married to a Latin woman. I think I found a Latin unicorn. Because they're fertile. They can get pregnant over the phone. That's why I only text them.
The same people, "I don't test well." Maybe you're stupid. "I'm not book smart. Learn to read." "I'm big boned." Yes, but those bones are covered with gristle. I avoid my reflection in lakes, mirrors, sunglasses, and the disappointment in the eyes of whoever's looking at me.
I was getting cranky. I was turning into a cranky bartender. One of the last nights that I worked, I had a guy come in and he had his money fanned out in his hand. And he came up to the bar and he was like, "I have $7. What should I get?" I was like, "I don't know, a job? Some financial planning advice, perhaps? And go buy a banana and make a phone call. I can't help you here."
see this. The West Virginia State Legislature passed their roadkill bill, making it easier for the citizens of West Virginia to possess and eat their roadkill. Hey, honey, I'm leaving work. You want me to hit something? What a great DUI defense that is. I pulled you over. Swallow back there. You been drinking? I was hunting. Good luck.
As a theater teacher, I have some weird errands to go run. I put on all the plays, and one year I needed a wedding dress. And I was like, great, I'll just go rent one at a bridal store. Easy. I walk in, hi, I'm in need of a wedding dress. And the girl looks at me, and I was like, oh, it's not for me. It's for a 14-year-old girl. Which did not make it better. Okay. Yeah. I love a lot of things about teaching, but there's one thing that I do hate, well, besides the children, and that is chaperoning a school dance. Oh, it's the worst. You just walk into this gym and it just smells like puberty and Axe body spray. And there's like an edible wall as you walk in. What was I gonna do next? Oh, right, yeah, when I chose to be gay. Thank you, that's the appropriate response. Yeah, there are some of you in the room who are like, I thought he was. I wasn't sure, but I'm pretty sure. I'm cool with it. And then a lot of you were like, how did you not know? He shimmied at the opening of his set. How was that not clear?
I was at this coffee shop today and I'm standing in line. You ever standing in line somewhere when someone stands really close behind you, you know? You can feel their hot, creepy breath against your neck. It's like, do you want to cuddle? What are you doing? So here's what I like to do when that happens, right? I'll just lean back and whisper in their ear, I hope this line lasts forever. That usually works, yeah. I don't like when people use the LOL, the laugh out loud. They'll be like, hey, how you doing? LOL. Really, you're laughing out loud at how you doing? Hey, turn into that maniac on the street. Hey, what's up? How about this weather? All right, take it easy, lunatic, all right?
I actually counted as all of you were walking into the show tonight and kept track, and I'm easily the 17th or 18th fattest person in this room. I'm just kidding, guys, I'm the fattest. Just wanted to make some of you medium fat people nervous for a second.
I thought it was what I ate. That's typically what people do. They blame it on what they ate, and I had eaten a burrito. And I already have a plan for if I eat a bad burrito. I do a maneuver. I call it the Panchavia push-out. It's where you eat a second bigger burrito. Push out the bad burrito. Works every time, right? It works fantastic. I know there's some dude in here who's like, I've done that. You've done a Panchavia push-out.
The other day, there was a boiling pot of water on the stove. And my 3-year-old toddler started walking towards the water, and I freaked out. I was like, dude, stop right there. Hot water, no. And my wife goes, hey, let him touch it. If he touches it, he'll never do it again. And I go, yeah, I don't disagree with you. I think you're probably right that if he touches boiling water, he'll never do it again. But I feel like with my method, he'll still have like a face with skin. I'm sure you're right. I'm not trying to argue with you. I'm sure you're right. I think the nub will be a reminder to him to not touch boiling water. We're both right. I'm just throwing out other ideas because I had trouble with girls, you know, and I had an intact face. And so the other day I noticed if you watch all the Star Wars movies back to back in order and really pay close attention, you're a friggin' loser.
Why change the Waffle House? Of all places on planet Earth, why change the Waffle House? We know what the Waffle House is known for, right? Thank you. What a smart group of people. That wasn't a trick. That was an easy question. Yeah, they have their famous dish is called the All-American. It's one waffle. You get a choice of pecan or regular. It comes with 3 different kinds of syrup. You get 2 eggs. Get that smothered and covered. It's diced ham, tomatoes, onions, and cheese. It's like $1.80 extra. Comes with country fries or country potatoes, which is just like the Bob Evans breakfast bonanza, which is 3 buttermilk pancakes. If you want apples and cinnamon on top of that, it's $1.90 extra. Comes with 2 bacon, 2 sausage. You get Jimmy Dean, you get Hillshire, you get turkey bacon or jerky bacon. Comes your choice of an English muffin or toast, which is just like the Denny's Grand Slam, which is 4 buttermilk pancakes. If you want apples and cinnamon on top of that, you gotta talk to Irene. She's the midnight to day manager, smokes the Parliament cigarettes, has a bad hip and a son that's autistic, but he really likes puzzles.
My dad lost a leg in war-torn Greece when he was 7 years old. And they say what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. That is not true. He was very easy to push over.
A good friend of mine, his wife won't let him play video games at all. She won't even allow them in the house because she says they're expensive and they don't do anything. They're expensive and they don't do anything. Every time she says this, I just want to ask her, what does the diamond on your finger do? What does it do? It's expensive and you can't watch Netflix on it. Ladies, I get it. I'm a married man myself. I understand how important the ring is. It shows that you're taken. It shows his love for you. Most importantly, it's shiny. But in some countries, all they need to show that love is a dot on your forehead. We're very materialistic. And I'm not trying to mock other cultures, I promise. I'm just saying, ladies, if you're ever out to dinner with a nice Indian gentleman and he gets down on one knee, don't be surprised if he pulls out a paintball gun.
My neighbor was talking to me, and he saw my act, and he's like, so Andy, you used to have problems with substance abuse, didn't you? It's like, yeah. It's like, that's okay. We all have problems, Andy. You want to know something about me? I hate my wife, and my job, and my kids. I just feel trapped. I don't know what to do. I was like, all right. You ever thought about trying heroin? I don't know what sort of profound insight you were expecting to get from your junkie comedian neighbor, but that's the best I got. I mean, your life won't be any better, but after about 6 months, your wife and your kids won't be a part of it. I'm sorry. I was wrong to say that. Drug addiction strengthens family relationships, everybody. Forget what I said.
And I've literally been digging through my purse, looking for my cell phone while I was talking on it. I can't find my phone. I don't know what I've done with my phone. And my friend goes, well, just talk to me on this one till you find it. And I always like to take just a moment, share with the men in the room, and help you to understand the women in your life just a little bit better by telling you the difference between a woman with PMS and a woman going through menopause. A woman with PMS will kill you. A woman going through menopause will force you to take your own life.
I think Morgan Freeman is part of the Illuminati. I do. There's no backstory on Morgan Freeman. Morgan Freeman just appeared one day. You have no clue where Morgan Freeman's from. Morgan Freeman has been an old man my entire life. My entire life. You ever seen a baby picture of Morgan Freeman? Oh, what does young Morgan Freeman look like? You have no. I Googled baby Morgan Freeman. A picture here from Shawshank Redemption came up. You know? It's a 75-year-old baby. He was like 3 years old and driving Miss Daisy. He was driving at 3. I'm the only one concerned. I don't understand why it's just me.
Every child came to the microphone, they said their little part for the play. It's my nephew's turn. I'm like, all right, go ahead, nephew. He came up, his line was, Jesus was born in the city of Bethlehem. We know that. He came to the microphone, he was like, hi. Jesus was born in the city of... Because the Sunday school teacher was behind the curtain like, Bethlehem, Bethlehem. He was like, okay. He He was born in the city of Birmingham. My brother put his arm around him like, it's gonna be okay, son. This must not have been the first Sunday school play he messed up, because the Sunday school teacher was like, no, it's not gonna be okay. Now, he is 16 years old.
There, my dad's kind of goofy though. He makes his own kale chips. Yeah, he makes his own kale chips. He calls me up all the time. He's like, Tom, I just made a new batch of kale chips. You gotta try these. These are chips made from kale. Once you have these, you're never gonna want a regular chip ever again, because they're so delicious. So I finally tried one. I was like, oh, my dad forgot what chips taste like. This is the worst thing I've ever put in my mouth. Kale chips are not good. They're basically like someone left a salad out for 5 days. And we're like, those are chips now. Get them in your belly. He goes, your clavicle's broken. And I stared at him for a while, because I'm a head, shoulders, knees, and toe guy. And I don't really know what a clavicle is. So I was like, you can probably just take it out, I guess. Yeah. I don't think I've used my clavicle for years. He was like, sir, that's your collarbone. I was like, oh, I've heard of that. Don't take that out. And he just pulled a sling out. He's like, you're gonna wear that for about 6 to 8 weeks. And I was like, that's it? Just a sling? I was like, you're not even gonna set the bone or anything? He goes, no, we don't do that for collarbones. He's like, we would if it was coming out of you, or if you're a professional athlete, then we would do some surgery for you. And then I was like, whoa, wait a second. Nobody asked me if I was a professional athlete when I got here. I didn't fill out a survey or anything. I feel like you're making a judgment call on this one. Like I walked in here, you're looking at me like, I don't think he's throwing touchdowns this weekend.
Hey, selfie, I'm so fine, I blow my mind. Hey, selfie! Hey, selfie!
I'm like, okay, so I get the peppermint. I go, son, is this better? And he's like, yeah. Just because it smells. He's like, oh yeah, that smells. That's better.
Stop walking your dogs with no leash. Now you looking at me like, what is wrong with you? Why are you tripping, big man? What? Oh, Muffin don't bite? Muffin don't bite. Well, I don't know Muffin don't bite. All I see is a pit bull running toward me free. It would be the same as if you saw me walking down the street with a gun and no bullets. What's wrong with you? Why you tripping, big man? What? Oh, Muffin don't bite. Muffin don't bite.
And the colors women know. How do you learn them all? But you do. You know every color ever invented. My wife's shoe catalog, colors I had never heard of before. Aspen, mauve, ecru taupe, sea breeze, eggshell, crimson, indigo, khaki beige, honeysuckle, ivory, lavender, sandstone, heather mist, teal, satin flax, coral cream, nugget, pearl, saddle, daisy, black, ebony, charcoal, raven, midnight, parsley, persimmon, pineapple, periwinkle, papaya, peach, purple, pink, poppy, pixie, powder, pewter, pea pod, pansy, pumpkin, puce, pomegranate, peppermint, pancake, pumpernickel, champagne, and toast. On the other hand, men's shoes, black and brown. Sadly for men, one choice too many.
Well, like I said, I try not to make waves. What do they say? What's the saying? Happy wife, happy life, right? Yeah. Well. Yeah, I wonder who came up with that one. I wish husband rhymed with life. Ooh, that'd be a different planet.
One of the days I'm sitting there with everybody, I said, give me the 50. Putting on the sunblock, I said, give me the 50. And my girl, I'm putting on the 50, whatever. He starts laughing, the brother starts laughing. He's like, why, you putting on sunscreen? I'm like, why are you laughing? He goes, because you're putting on sunblock. I was like, yeah, why are you laughing? He goes, because you don't need it. I was like, yes, I do need it. He was like, why? I said, because I'm made out of meat, that's why. What do you mean, why? This is skin, what are you thinking? What do you mean, why? He's like, relax, I just didn't think you needed it. I grew up thinking black people didn't need sunscreen. I was like, that's a thing you grew up learning? He was like, yeah, that's what I thought. I didn't know. Just assimilated into my brain somehow. I'm not racist, clearly I'm hanging out with you right now, so. You know what's messed up as I look at your faces? I feel like you're looking at me like, I didn't think you needed it either. That's a problem.
needs sunscreen. What is wrong with you?
This is what I think happens. When she was a junior, her summer between her junior and senior year, I think that God allows this to happen. And you little girls that your babies aren't this old, just listen to me. All right, one day they'll just turn on you. And you'll think, who in the world is this? Who's coming down the steps in the morning? We don't know who this is. I think that God allows that because he knows that you're about to let your baby go off to college or whatever they're going to do, and he knows that you're grieving. So he makes them just as mean as he can so that you can let them go. And I believe that. My second baby is my oldest daughter who's about to graduate from the University of Tennessee. She's 22. And let me tell y'all, I know every crow thinks theirs is the blackest, but let me say that she is a beauty. And she is smart, athletic, and she's mean. And we're scared to death of her. We walk on eggshells around her. She's not mean to other people or in public. She holds it in so that she can come home and like spew it out onto me. That's okay. That's God's way. But who do you think's easier to raise? I mean, just yell it out. Boys or girls? Boys. Boys. Every once in a while, a little frail woman will yell, girl. And she's probably being threatened. But anyway, no.
I got an email from my doctor the other day. I was really excited because he diagnosed me with polar bear disorder. Super excited. And then I reread the email and he said, I think you might have bipolar disorder. Oh, I went from being real excited to real sad super fast. When I tell people I have epilepsy, it always makes crowds uncomfortable. But it's okay, guys. I only have seizures when you don't laugh at the jokes.
See, I've learned children are like farts. You don't mind them when they're your own.
And I'm not saying that I'm the most handsomest man, okay? I look weird. I've been told weird things my whole life. The other day, this lady came up to me and she goes, you have such an androgynous look. And I was like, oh, no, I like women. Because I didn't know what that word meant. That's not what that word means, guys. I had to Google it. It means a person that has both male and female characteristics. I was like, I don't know if I'm more mad that she's right or that I had to Google my own roast. And we're going through this scrapbook picture by picture. She was like, look, this is a picture of me with my first car. This is a picture of me at my first job. And then we got to a picture of her when she was in her mid-20s. My grandma was looking fine. Super fine, okay? Too fine to be my grandmother. And with the sepia filter on it, the brown filter that's not supposed to make you attractive, the one that'll turn a 10 into a 7, now she was still a 10, okay? I know it sounds weird. I know it's weird. It's weird to say it, okay? It's weird. But do you understand that it's ruining me? I have to live with this knowledge for the rest of my life. It's ruining me. Because now, every time I try to talk to a girl, I'm like, yeah, you're cute, but you ain't Nana.
Trust me, if there's ever a word that young white girls own, it is amazing. Everything to a young white girl is amazing. Like, oh my God, this food is amazing. It's French fries. I don't care. It's amazing. And that's not even a stereotype. That's the truth. And some stereotypes are true. It doesn't make you a racist. Like, only white guys in flip-flops. Only white guys can rock flip-flops. Like, nobody's business. Like, all right, going to a wedding? Better get my good flip-flops on. All right. I'll be the toast of Provo and these son of a guns. You wanna know how many black people live in your town? Go to a 40-cent wing night at Buffalo Wild Wings. Like, oh my gosh. I didn't know we had this many. You guys live here in Provo? No, man, we're from Chicago. I heard on Facebook I heard a 40-cent wing night. Man, this spicy garlic.
There was an almost kidnapping at Walmart until this guy in a wheelchair tackled the guy. I know, right? Miracles. This guy's a hero. He's a hero. But I could not help but replay how this whole situation had to have gone down. All right, just picture this guy. He's sitting in line at Walmart just pissed. Because he's at the one cashier station that's open out of the 36, right? He's got the cashier lady that can't figure out the register. Right, so he's just sitting there all angry, like, just looking at her. He's just like, and then e-brake.
Yes, and who am I to talk? I gotta wear a lot of makeup just to look plain. Like, this is it. Yeah. I'm from northern Wisconsin. All the women look like me there. Like, oh, a curvy boy. Oh.
I do miss being on the Paralympic team. One thing I really miss is traveling with everybody. Because I gotta say, there's nothing more entertaining than watching 12 dudes with cerebral palsy get off an airplane in a row. Everybody in the terminal thinks there's some type of zombie invasion going on.
I actually used to do voiceovers for animated cartoons. Let me give you a sampling.
Please say, thanks for the sour persimmon buster.
Hey, friend. Like, wow, Scoob. Yeah. Jetson, you're fired. Exit stage left. Right, even though I diddly-dee. I was an only child. Let me explain it to you. Lord of the Rings is a movie about walking. What they do is they walk and they walk and they walk and they eat some bread and they walk some more. It's like the Bible, but longer. There are no black people in Lord of the Rings. Too much walking. No, my family would not put up with that. I ain't walking to Modo, I'll tell you that. You bring the car around, because I ain't walking to Modo. You know I got high sugar. What's wrong with you making me walk all that way?
It's a little squeaky toy. It's a little dog squeaky toy, right? This was $1 at Walmart. All right, now I got to get the squeaker out, huh? With this squeaker in your mouth, you now have the ability to make anything you want squeak anywhere you go. That's good fun for $1, isn't it? For $1. I know, you had to look, huh? He has to look every time. You can't help it. You try and look away. He's trying to look away, but he's side-eyeing. My sister has a 3-year-old and a cat. I thought it'd be funny to make the cat squeak, right? Go, get him. About an hour later, we found the 3-year-old hiding in the closet, just squeezing the crap out of that cat.
The weirdest thing, though, about being in my 30s was the day that I realized that 40-year-old men were no longer creepy. What, attractive? Yeah. Like, I don't really know when that that transition takes place. But it does. No, but for real, when I was in my 20s, if someone had said to me, that 40-year-old dude is really into you, I'd be like, ugh, mm-mm. But now, not that it happens, but if it did, if someone were to say to me, that 40-year-old dude is really into you, I'd be like, go on. I also feel really creepy if I find a guy attractive and I find out he's super young. I'm like, oh, wow, he's cute. And someone's like, yeah, he's 22. I'm like, oh, no, I am so sorry. It's possible I used to babysit him.
Here we go. My name is Kjell. It's Kjell. It's Norwegian. Spelled K-J-E-L-L. Pronounced Kjell. Yeah, I know. That's not even a joke. That's my life. And people are like, ha, 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 ha. I'm used to that. I get it. It's a weird name. It doesn't make any sense. Norwegian, but no one ever gets it right. I understand it's difficult, but the names that people come up with blow my mind. I used to wait tables at the Bubba Gump Shrimp Company at the Mall of America, because I'm a winner. And this guy looked up. I'll never forget this. He goes, I had a name tag. My name was spelled out clearly in puffy paint. He goes, K-J-E-L-L. It's a couch. That's what he said out loud, couch. I'm like, yeah, that's my first name is Couch.
Maybe. I'll tell you what, I came up with a test. If you say yes to any of these 4 questions you love to eat, stop lying to yourself. Number 1, if you finish off French fries from any fast food place that you like to go to by taking the whole cup and turning it upside down and tapping on the bottom so you can get that fry that's hanging on in the corner. Number 2, if you finish off potato chips by putting the crease in the bag so you can pour the rest of the chips in your mouth. Number 3, if you put something in your mouth that is burning your mouth but you refuse to spit it out. And the last, number 4, if you are laying in the bathtub and the water is up to your shoulders, but the minute you stand up, it's only ankle deep, you love to eat. Don't lie.
So I dated this guy at one point, and he had said to me, you know, you should consider yourself lucky because I usually only date pageant girls, and you are not one. Yeah. He said stuff to me all the time like, I can't believe I like you, but I do. I know. So I shot him. Yeah. You can do that in the South. You don't even need a license.
I believe teenagers are God's revenge on mankind. I really do. I think one day the good Lord was looking down over his creation and said, let's see how they like it to create someone of their own image who denies their existence.
You know, the other day I was sure the aliens had implanted a tracking device in me, but it just turned out to be a loose Frito in my underwear. So now I have to figure out why the aliens are putting Fritos in my underwear.
What I do, I try to imagine my high school bully whenever I try on clothes. And I'm wearing the outfit, and if he leaves me alone, I can feel good about the outfit, you know? It's the ultimate test, you know? It's like where, like, self-consciousness meets self-defense, you know?
When you have a guy friend and he's a great guy, ladies, and you won't date him, do you know what that's like for the guy? It would be like if you went on a job interview, right? And the guy was like, well, Mr. Perkins, this is a great resume. You've got the experience we've been looking for. We love your attitude. You're perfect for this job. And we're not going to hire you. No, we'll probably hire someone who's far less qualified and has a drinking problem. But this is a great resume. Wow. In fact, this is the resume we're going to use to judge all the other candidates. Now, we're not going to hire you ever, but is it okay if we call you every now and then? to complain about the guy we do hire? Can we do that?
The Starbucks, what are they asking me what my name is for? It's none of their business what my name is. Just give me a cup of coffee, I'll give you $9, we'll call it a transaction. I know they want to write it on the cup, right? That's the way they operate, but that's not the way I operate. I've started doing this. They go, what's your name? It's Glarbston-Tinford. What is it? It's Glarbston-Tinford. It's spelled just the way it sounds, Glarbston-Tinford. The common spelling, G-L-A-R-B-S-T, and another T, E-N-T-E-N-F-O-R-D. Glarbston-Tinford. Some people just call me Glarb for short, but I prefer Glarbston-Tinford.
Look, you have any idea the amount of power that you wield with your imagination and a bike lock? There's so many things. Like, you could just walk past a Baskin Robbins and be like, you're closed. It is so arbitrary what we need permission to buy and what we don't. You have to show photo ID in a hobby shop to buy paint. Yet all of us here are just one Amazon click away from buying orange cones and making traffic go wherever we want.
Guys, we got an obesity problem in this country. And I know you're like, is this dude about to make fun of fat people while using his stomach as an armrest? And the answer is yes. I sure am. Okay, you don't have to clap.
I'm a white guy, but I can get whiter. Watch, regular white guy. Watch this, whiter.
I'm disappointed with the lack of originality when it comes to naming high school football teams, especially when it comes to animals. There are 1 trillion species on this planet. Only 9 are used for all sports. I can prove it right now. Go ahead and clap if your high school football team was the Eagles. There's some Eagles here, all right. How about Bears? What are the Bears? Wow. That guy thinks high school mattered. All right.
So this guy, he comes up to me, all right, this dude in Walmart, covered in his tattoos, he comes up to me. His opening line to me, the first thing he says, he goes, hey man, where'd you do your time? What? I've done 0 time, everyone. I've never been to jail a day in my life, okay? This guy's, but he's just making an assumption about me. He's trying to connect with me. And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna connect with him. I'll meet him halfway. I'll just mess with him a little. So I was like, you know how it is, man. Did 5 years in Azkaban, no big deal. Yeah. Yep. He wanted to impress me so bad, he was like, word, all right, cool. Like, all that time in prison and you didn't read 1 Harry Potter book seems kind of like a waste, you know? I don't know what he's up to now, but I'm pretty sure it's not reading, so.
But I had an audition recently to play a Swedish secretary, big part, you know? So there are like a lot of blondes, like you ladies in the waiting room. And I overheard this Japanese guy say, they all look the same. And I was like, dude, that's racist. And he goes, blonde isn't a race. See, this is where the dumb blonde stereotype comes from. And I was like, hold on a second. I thought all Japanese guys love blonde girls. And he goes, I'm Filipino. I was like, you're such an idiot. I didn't even ask for your name.
I don't like that kind of energy in my house. You know what I mean? That annoying dog, best friend in your face all the time energy. Just like, yeah! I love you. You're home. Where have you been? It creeps me out. I don't care for that.
Right, she'll look at me, she'll be like, Daddy? Daddy? Can I have some candy? Can I have some candy, Daddy? Please? I'm like, no,
Sweetie, you can't have candy right before bedtime. You'll be up all night. No, you can't have any candy. Then she turned into Gollum from Lord of the Rings, the little evil creature in the mountain, right? She's like, but I want it, Daddy! I want it!
Oh, we hates Daddy, we hates him. Oh, we loves Daddy, he gives us candy sometimes. No, we hates him.
Yeah.
This most recent time I need to feel better is because I recently got dumped. So I really don't like happiness and touching right now. I think it's stupid.